let's get us a little bit situated. Y'all know how I hate this, but this is how it goes. We can't clearly see each other. They don't give you a preview until you're live. So I want to make sure my camera is right, all my angles are good. You guys can see me, I can connect with you, and we're all here. Welcome to a moment of harmony. I'm so excited to, at the end of such a crazy week. This has been, why are these weeks so crazy? I'm excited to be able to connect with you all. This is my moment, okay? This is my church. This is my therapy. This is my community event of the week. This is coming together with like-minded individuals who are serious about healing, who are serious about growing, who are intentional about healing, and who are determined to have a moment. I am so happy that you're joining me today. We are in a 23-week declaration series. And like many of you may have seen when you logged on today, a Moment of Harmony has thrown a workshop out there. So we got a workshop coming up. So I'm super excited about today because I can't wait to talk about the Know Thyself workshop that we've been keeping on the hush, putting all together, making sure that it's incredible, okay? So we got a workshop that we're going to talk about today. You've seen the flyer. Register, because we are going into a pre-summer workshop. Before the summer gets here and it gets on and popping, we're going to get ourselves all together. We are going to make sure that we are preparing for the most phenomenal rest of the year possible. Can y'all believe we're moving so fast? We're like 2 months from June. So when we did our prayer and purge in January, we now are like 6 months in almost. Isn't that crazy? This year is moving. So we're checking in. We're doing a Know Thyself workshop on self-care and self-love and self-reflection and self-healing. We're getting all that self-work done. So just make sure you get those registrations in. We're going to be posting the flyers, all of my people, all of my engagers. We're going to be getting those flyers flooded so that when May comes in, before the summer even before it gets too hot, we're going to check in and make sure that we're good. So thank you again for dropping in, staying tuned, doing your work, loving yourself enough to get yourself a moment. Today's declaration is the session today. Our healing session is entitled, I declare myself connected. I declare myself connected. And we're going to go all through this because I know when I said connected, so many things came through everyone's minds, right? But I want us to really go into when we talk about being our better selves, when we're talking about having a better life, when we're talking about manifesting greatness with self, I want us to understand that nothing happens in disconnection. Nothing happens in disconnection. Disconnection is dysfunctional and will create a disservice for your life. Disconnection is dysfunctional and will be a disservice to your life, your soul, your spirit, yourself. Being disconnected, the only way we operate. This is why the creator made nature, created to man, made man connected to human, made the galaxy connects the stars, the moons, the planets, they work off one another. Day and night works off each other. The sky and the sea, they work off one another. They reflect one another. We serve a creator of connection. We serve a creator of connection, meaning that not being in a life of connection is an imbalanced life. So what we are banishing today with today's session is the spirit of loneliness, right? There's so many, let me get myself all situated. There's so many ways to be connected. There's so many things to be connected to. There's so many things we can be connected to that are in fact disconnecting us further. So there's so many things that we can say like, oh no, I do this or I'm a part of this. And you don't even know that it's disconnecting you from essence, from truth, from balance, from healing, from life, from love, all those things. We are going to get all into it today. Connection. We serve a creator of connection. The universe, life, existence is created on connection. If you are disconnected, it will bring about feelings of despair, depression, suicidal thoughts, all just horrible realities. Feeling like you are, what is it, anxious, bipolar. All of these have a base root of connection. Now, I know I've talked about this before, and I've talked about this with some of my friends, but a while ago, I would say maybe almost whenever that Jeffrey Dahmer series came out on Netflix, right? I can get an idea in my head about what I'm trying to figure out. And then I turn into like a mad scientist. I have to research it. I have to read about it. I have to watch clips on it. I have to go and find books and articles and magazines. It gets crazy. So that's why sometimes in my downtime, I'll solve these fake crimes because my brain will do its own thing if I don't give it something to do. So I was doing this thing with, who was it? Dahmer, Bundy, and Gacy. Right? There was a whole season when Dahmer's Netflix series came out where all these things were available, and you could watch live interviews and live court footage and all of this stuff. Hotep, hotep, hotep. And peace, King. Thank you for coming. And I begin to watch these things not because I'm fascinated with murder or serial killers or anything to that nature, but only because I really could not understand. It was like the psychology behind their method, what the driving force behind their behaviors. And a lot of their behaviors were narcissistic, a lot of their behaviors were controlling, a lot of their behaviors were the dysfunction of their behaviors were like literal. You could look back and to see like what they were connected to, right? And I was sitting there at the core of the actual interviews, like watching all this footage, y'all. I know, doing things I shouldn't have been engaging in. But like I said, when my mind gets interested, it does its whole own thing when it comes to research. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching this, but this is what I began to realize, right? Watching the movies, watching the documentaries, watching the interviews, watching court footage, reading articles, going on into Google, going into Wikipedia, all of this, I begin to realize that even in the basis of evil, the basis of sadistic behavior, these individuals who literally had obsessions and lived their lives and only found relief in hurting and harming others, the basis of it was a disconnect. And I don't just mean a disconnect from morale. That's obvious. A disconnect from reality, from life, from God. All of those things were pretty obvious. We could have said that without the research. The research helped me to understand that when they were all describing why they were doing to what they were doing to people and the feelings and the thoughts that they were having in their operation, at the core of it, now, I've spoken about this before with close friends and family, and they be like, girl, you tripping. But follow me, okay? Stay with me. Don't leave me. At the core of it is a lack of love, a lack of connection to love. When Dahmer was asked why he would put brothers and men to sleep and violate them, or trying to keep them in a zombie state, he would always say to keep them so that they wouldn't leave him. He didn't want in the morning to get ready to leave, and he felt a lot of pressure with being connected to humankind, like feeling lack than, feeling less than, feeling incompetent. And he had a sense of control, and he had a sense of connection. It's not the same connection I'm talking about today, but it's going where I'm going, okay? And the same thing when Bundy would speak about it's like Gacy, they all wanted this attention. They all wanted this power. They all wanted relevance. They all wanted importance. They all wanted to feel no justification. Don't watch a clip of A Moment of Harmony and be like, y'all, she was justifying serial killers. I'm not. I'm saying that even in my study of the lowest possible vibration of existence, a lack of love, a need of connection is at the base of it. And when you go high, right? Let's go all the way high. Let's go TD Jakes. Let's go Young Van Zandt. Let's go Osho. Like, let's go high, okay? Even when you're going high, we're absolutely always talking about how everything is connected. Your relationship with your spouse is directly linked to your family dynamic as a child, linked to your relationship with your mother or your father, what you draw in, what you experience, what you expect, your standards, what you accept, okay? So even when we go high and we're talking about a vibration maintaining a high, it's high possibilities. We're talking about what we're connecting it to, what we're plugging our vibration into. So at our highest level, easy, we know that we're connecting everything. Those that are high functioning beings are not their child, their job, their room, their car, their home. Everything is connected to your state of mind, your state of beingness, and where you are. And a lot of times when we're getting into places of depression, of loneliness, of anger, of very low vibration, right? We're disappearing. We're being dysfunctional. It is because we have not checked our connection. Check your connection. Y'all know I love my iPhone analogies because they just be popping like that. When my phone starts loading or sending a loading signal, or it's not moving properly or appropriately or what I expect it to move, immediately I check my signal. Wi-Fi must have been disconnected. I must be too far away from it. The modem might need to be restarted. We all do that. Same thing at work. That thing starts moving slow. I need to check my connection. We push the plugs in. We press I don't know for those of you now, we're all out of the cable era now, but for those of us that were back in the cable and cable was cable, you would call and say you had some disconnection, and they would say, is your power cord. Check your power cord connection. Press your power cord in the back, take it out, put it back in. Make sure you're connected. You're not getting a signal. You're not getting energy. You're not getting processed because you're not connected. There's nothing moving through to you. Now, when I say that we are going to get in a place of declaring ourselves connected, we are absolutely moving through a life where we are rebuking and defeating spirits of loneliness, spirits of despair, delusions of being unloved and unconnected, is because we are going to take a holistic healing and direct approach to connecting. We are being deliberate in our connection. Now, this society teaches us that there are things, physical, tangible things that we need to be connected, to be relevant, to be important, to be competent, meaning not that I am dissing or downing any types of higher education, diplomas, and degrees. Do your work, boo. I'm proud of you. It's great. I understand it. We are seeking them all growth ourselves. But what I'm saying is the societal standard, not your personal achievement. The societal standard is that you are incompetent without the certificate or the degree. You are incompetent without the training of this culture. I'm saying you have connected your competency to a form. We are not married. We are not loyal to one another. Our relationship is not sacred if we have not had a certificate of marriage. We have connected ourselves to the certificate, right? We go and we can get a divorce, and we have connected ourselves to documents. When you still have spiritual connection, when you still have bonds and traumas and things that need to be healed and taken care of. But the society won't push the healing and the mending of the connection and disconnection. It is saying that once you have this thing, you are. Once you no longer have this thing, you aren't. And it is confusing us. It is discombobulating us, and it is doing us a disservice. Remember, like I said earlier, disconnection is dysfunctional. It is a disservice. There is nothing or anyone in your life you're disconnected from. Say that again. There is nothing or anything. There is anything or anyone you are disconnected from in your life. So for those of us that's just like, I don't have anything to do with that, it's still affecting you. I'm not even connected. I don't deal with that person. I don't talk to that person. I don't go to that bar. I don't go to this place. I don't go to that school anymore. Connections don't work like that, right? There's a Facebook place that I loved a long time ago, and it's taken me a lot of years to actually, I saw it like at the beginning of Facebook, my Facebook journey. And I might even seen it on MySpace. That's how far long ago it was when I saw the post. I think it was Facebook though. But it, I'm still grasping it, right? I'm still learning and understanding it all these like 10 years later. But there was a Facebook post that says, you never stop loving someone. Either you always did, no, it says either you never did, sorry, or you always will. You never did or you always will. And I was just like, well, then I must have never did. Because there's some people I really don't rock with. There's some people I really can't get with. Some people that have really caused me pain and despair and blah, 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 blah. But as I'm learning and growing a whole decade after that, I am realizing that this post was about connection. It wasn't about love. It wasn't about romance. It wasn't even about relationship. It was about connection, how it happens, how it fosters, how it affects us. And when we get more realistic about connection, when we get more appropriate about connection, more responsible about connection, more intentional about connection, we will elevate ourselves as being as connected beings, right? As a being that's connected to the world, to the universe, to the galaxy, that's connected to the sun and the stars and the moon, I can't operate solely in a low vibrational in my apartment, in my house, in my own space. If I'm going to fully grasp my ability to connect and create via connection, I have to really broaden and open my spirit to connection and how it works. So when I'm getting into a small space, this is what I'm saying. Depression is a small space. It is a restricted mindset. Loneliness is a small space. It is a restricted reality. It is a constricted reality. Sadness, a small space. When I'm operating in a small space, whatever has gotten me there, frustration, altercation, pain, delay, what is it called? Stagnation, whatever has got me where I am, when I begin to actually function, dysfunction, from there, I need to understand that I'm connected. So that's when we change the perspective. That's when we go from a small space to a big space, right? I declare myself connected. I declare myself connected. When I'm beginning to be disillusioned by the thoughts and the things in my mind, things, projections, and negativity of others, and standards and expectations of others, and outwardly, external things, when I find myself moved by that, when I find myself controlled by that, when I find myself adhering and subscribing to that, I'm in a small space. To broaden that space, to broaden that horizon, to tap into a higher level of existence. Remember, I spoke about the realms that we're always operating. I've done many years ago when I saw a sister's blog, and I talked about the sister's blog and how she talked about the different levels of operation. At all times in your life, at every moment of existence, you have three realms of operation always going at the same time. Remember we talked about that? The worst possible outcome of your life, the lowest vibration possible, where you actually are, and the highest vibration, the highest, best possible outcome. They all three exist in the same day, at the same time, in the same hour. And it's about the tuning. It's where you tune into in order to create your reality. So when I'm in the mediocre existence, I'm in this level of physical realm only. I'm in this place in between the lower self, the underworld, and the higher self, the divinity and growth and beauty. And I'm operating only in the physical realm. I'm operating only in the human realm. I'm operating only in my physical existence. On any given day and time, I can make a choice and decisions and mindsets to tune into my greatest level of existence, which is happening, or it just needs me to tune in, or my lowest level of existence, which is also happening, and it just needs me to tune in. It depends on which vibration I'm going to get stuck in, but it is the connection. At all times, I'm connected to all vibrations. At all times, because I'm connected. So when I'm feeling low, when I'm feeling sad, when I'm feeling alone, when I'm feeling degraded within self, when the vibration is low, I have to check my connection. That plug in the back of the TV, going in and see where your Wi-Fi is. What is it I'm connected to? What am I connecting to right now? So when you're in a place of loneliness, fear, pain, frustration, there's a childhood memory, there's a childhood trauma, there is a past trauma, there is a past memory you're connecting to. There is a reality that you're tuning in right now that is feeding your fear, feeding your pain, feeding your place of discontent. So I have to stop and say, oh, I cannot shake these feelings. I'm not shaking these thoughts. Let me check my connection. I'm 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 connecting right now with thoughts of abandonment. I'm connecting right now with thoughts of lack than or less than. I'm connecting right now with things beneath my standard and beneath my worth. Why am I doing that? These are behaviors I learned from my mother, my grandmother, my aunt, my uncle, my grandfather. I am connecting to the lower vibrational of operation. When I get to go into my declaration, because we're in a declaration series, y'all. When I speak from my place of authority, when I speak from my place of desire, my place of healing, not a conversation in trauma, but a conversation in healing, it's a different conversation. It sounds different. It feels different. When I speak from the place of healing, I won't tune in to the lower vibrational existence that is possible. I need to check my connection. When I start to feel alone, when I start to feel betrayed, when I start to feel attacked, what am I connecting to? I'm bringing myself back into my 23 declarations from a moment of harmony for 2023. I'm bringing myself back into my declaration and I'm saying, I declare myself connected. Oh, no, I won't. When people are speaking evil and ills against me, when people are wishing or wanting bad things for me, when things aren't going my way, when things are looking bleak, oh, no, I won't go into a vibration that will feed those fears and pains and make them grow. Instead, I am speaking authority. I declare myself connected. I can't be in the stars and the planet and the moon, and I'm also on the ground beneath the dirt in the grave. In that way, I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about physical limitations, spiritual restraints, suffocation of self due to pain and disorientation. We are banishing the spirit of loneliness. We are banishing those untrue, delusional thoughts of depression, of being unloved, of being not enough, of being uncared for, of being unkept, uncovered, unprotected. That's not us. That is beneath us. And if you're there and you're feeling there, you're in a vibration of misperception beneath your reality. Because guess what, bro? Guess what, king? Guess what, queen? Guess what, sis? You're connected. Mama, Baba, you're connected. How can you be connected to the sun and the stars and the clouds and the birds, the eagle, the lion, how can you be connected to all of these incredible things, fire, earth, water, air, and be lonely and be depressed and be without and be lackluster and be sad? There is no way. What are you connecting to? What are the memories? What is the storyline that you're adhering to that's taking you away from your grander connection and keeping you in a small space? I am connected. I declare myself connected. When I'm at work and I'm having these things thrown at me and I'm having these obstacles, or I'm having this moment of growth that's necessary, this moment of courage that's necessary, this moment of focus that's necessary, I need to declare myself connected. What are you worried about? Your connection is strong. Soon as we go, y'all know I always talk about Deep Creek. Is one of my favorite places to be, to get my mind together. It's my getaway, get my mind together place. Love Deep Creek. When we get there, because it's in the mountains, when we get into our Deep Creek mansion, the first thing me, my sister, all of us do, the children, we check our connection. Our connection lets us know, well, for myself, it doesn't bother me as much because I know I'm going into the mountains and I'm probably going to be disconnected, and it's more than likely the whole point of it. But my children, they will check their connection when we're somewhere far away like that, we're somewhere isolated like that, because that lets them know what kind of a weekend they're going to have. How connected they are lets them know the access they have and confirms for them what's possible for them that weekend. How connected you are confirms your access. It lets you know how much access you have, and it confirms your positioning. One more time. How connected you are affirms your access and confirms your positioning. It's the connection. When I'm in a relationship, I'm in a romantic, a loving situation, and things aren't going the way they need to be, or things are questionable, or growing is happening, or healing is happening, I declare myself connected. Oh, I'm afraid I'm going to lose this person, or afraid I'm not going to get this, or what if they like someone better than me, or what if this happens, or what if... Not a connected being, not a being connected to their future, their present, and their past at the same time, not a being connected to higher and low vibration with the opportunity, the authority to choose, to select, to connect. I am at all times connected to my best possible outcome. That might include this person, it might not. But the best possible outcome for me does exist. It has no external contingent component. Therefore, I declare myself, when those thoughts start to flood in, oh my God, are you going to be alone? Are you going to have help? Are you going to be a single parent? Are you going to do this? I declare myself connected. I declare myself connected to my best possible outcome. That has not been removed from me. That has not been taken away from me. That is a part of who I am. Just as much as it's possible for me to be alone and be sick and be sad and to be depressed and all of these things, the possibility to have support and love and growth and dynamic healing and accomplishment and achievement that also exists. The difference is my connection. So when I'm getting into those anxieties and those fears, and I'm allowing those behaviors and those connections to take part and to degrade and to distract, I am going to stop and say, wait a minute. I declare myself connected. I'm connected to my wedding. I am connected to my compliment. I am connected to this beautiful, strong, healthy family. I have connection because not me that's in the stars and the skies and the sea. Not me that's connected to the most high. Can't be the most low. They can't both happen. I can't be at the worst possible outcome in my life and the best possible outcome and be connected to them both at the same time. I have to tune into one. So I have to declare myself connected. If I'm in that place of fear, if I'm feeding negative thoughts, if I'm feeding those energies, what am I connecting to? I'm connecting to patterns of my family. I'm connecting to things that I've seen. I'm connecting to fears. I am connecting to things that are disconnecting me from my higher vibration, that are disconnecting me from the greatest operation of self. I'm disconnecting from that. I am connected and tuned in to that which is taking me closer to where I can be, where I am. How are you? How are you? How many times people ask you that a day? Good morning, how are you? Blessings, peace, Hotep, how are you? How are you? It means your current state. Your current, how are you is your current state of connection. If I'm asking you how you are, that means that there's levels of operation you could be operating in right now. So, I'm okay, didn't sleep good, I'm tired. You've tuned into your lowest possible existence. You're there, teetering there. Remember, your physical life, human experience, the underworld, that which is low, that which is egotistical, that which is this, beneath, that aesthetic energy, above the divine energy, that is the highest operation, a mayat, right? For those, and everyone subscribes. I understand that everyone has their own connection to what they call their source and what their sources are. I know that people use divine and adversarial and all those languages, but you get my point. You're up or you're down, or you're just in the middle, which is a disservice as well. You have the opportunity, you have the ability. You can tune higher, you can go lower, go higher. Your connection is there. How are you means more about where are you? Where are you? How are you operating? How are you living? How are you being? How are you surviving? And when I say I'm great, everything is great and good, I know which vibration you're tuned into. I'm having a wonderful day. Happy Friday. Happy Saturday. I know where you're connected. It shows me your connection. Everything in life is connected. There isn't anything or anyone you aren't connected to. Check your connection. Is my connection to this being a low vibrational connection? And if this being or this opportunity or this entity has a low vibration connected to it, I must then tune into a higher perspective to improve my connection to this thing, being, entity. Now, this thing, being, or entity may have been a bad place. Maybe prison was a negative connection. Maybe a group home or a foster home was a negative connection. Maybe you grew up in a state or a home that you were abused or molested in. You have a negative connection to it. Here's the thing. You have an ex or you have a relationship that was abusive or toxic. You can't change the way their operation was or is to you. But you can change your connection to it. For example, this group home that gives me anxiety when I walk past it because I remember all the teasing and I remember the taunting and the abuse and the horrible things about it. I don't know if anyone just saw the movie Creed. I've been talking about Creed for a while. I really love that movie. It's a really good movie to see it this season in my life. But I don't know if you remember when Adonis would walk, I think that was his name, Michael B. Jordan's character, when he would go to the store, when he would go near that store, remember he was going to those places, for those of you that seen it, when he would go to the place where the crime took place, he would become anxious, he would replay what was going on in his mind because it was his connection to that experience. What I'm saying is that we have a vibration, and this pertains to the future, the past, and the present. We have an authority with a declaration like I am connected to dictate, transform, and appreciate our connection to all things. Y'all, this is divine work. I ain't talking about no human work. I'm not talking about immature work. I'm not talking about petty work, girl work, boy work. I'm talking about grown woman, grown man, grown divine energy work. I have the authority, the competency to shift my connection to anything from the future, the past, and the present. I cannot change the order of events. I cannot change the operation, but I can divinely shift my connection. I don't feel lonely when I create a boundary, right? We don't have to disconnect. I can put up the boundary. I don't feel lonely when I create a boundary against or around negative energy or opportunity or obstacles. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't have to say, oh, when I feel lonely, it's because I'm now connecting to these dysfunctional beings, these dysfunctional memories in a way that is engulfing me and incorporating me into the chaos. I want to separate myself from the chaos. I want to separate myself from the act, from the words. I want to only be connected to the spiritual growth of it. Did you grow? This person that used to touch me or hurt me or bully me, did I grow? Am I here? Am I concrete? Am I more powerful? There were so many times, there's so much healing that I'm being able to have with my biological father because I was connecting our experiences, my experience with him to the pain. But oh, when I connected to the power. Praise perspective. This is what I just put on Facebook. Praise perspective, Moment of Harmony. I'm coining that. Praise perspective. When I changed my perspective and I connected to the power, I did not change the fact that he was an absent father. I don't change the fact that I have daddy issues. I don't change the fact that I have abandonment and rejection issues due to our operation or lack thereof. But I do change the fact that I am in pain, loneliness, degradation behind that. I am empowered. Look at what you were able to accomplish with half of what most people had. Look at who you were able. Look at how you can find love in chaos. Look at how you can find peace in pain. Look at how great you are. I am dynamic enough to connect to the higher vibration. I am dynamic enough to change the entire situation with my connection. I did not change what happened between us, who we are or were to one another. I have only changed the connection. I just checked my connection. Are you connecting to this in trauma? Remember, are you connecting to this in healing? A healing conversation sounds different, feels different. A traumatic conversation sounds different, feels different. When we talk about connecting, excuse me, Mommy Mercy. When we talk about connecting, we are always, when we're declaring ourselves, like I said, looking at our bank account, looking at those bills, sitting there looking at it, I declare myself connected. When that anxiety starts setting in and that worry and that fear, I declare myself connected. I am connected to the universe and every universe out there connected to it. I am connected to warriors and winners, royalty. I am connected to kings and queens, to the survivors of chattel slavery. I am connected. Throw this, you gonna disconnect my bill, my BGE and throw it out the window. No, y'all pay your bills. Don't say my mom already told y'all not to pay your bills. Pay your bills. What I'm saying is do not connect to your obligations in a way that disconnect you from your authority. Do not connect to your obligations in a way that disconnects you from your authority, by the authority invested in me, in the life and living of myself, in the growing and overcoming of my obstacles. I have the authority to declare myself connected. I know I'm connected because of the things that I survived. I know I'm connected because of the person that I'm transforming into. No one has to tell me, validate that, show that to me. I only know what I'm going through. I only know what I'm making it through. I only know what I'm surviving. Only I can feel the full power force inside of me. Now, if the Creator so blesses me to share that and express it with others, bring that out into my family and my loved ones and to be affirmed and validated by those around me and reflected, then I can have a reflection of it. But there is nothing that dictates the direction of it. This is the connection because I'm connected. There's no tangible things. If I'm connected here, there's nothing here that's making that happen, that dictates how that happens. I can have a reflection of my greatness. but there is nothing that dictates the direction of my greatness. Right? Human being next to me, human experience at work, at home, at school, human experience at church, at wherever your spiritual institutions are, human experience out at the grocery store, at the bank. There is no human experience that can dictate, only reflect. Again, because I'm connected. I'm not connected to life in this level alone. At that part, I'm not connected to life on this level alone. So you can reflect to me where I am and where I'm going, but you won't direct. The connection is my direction. If I'm connected to the higher operation, that's where I'm going. If I'm connected to the lower operation, that's where I'm going. That's pretty much what the future is looking like, what the present's looking like, what the past is looking like. So I need to check my connection. Check your connection. I'm feeling off. Check your connection. I'm feeling afraid. Check your connection. I'm feeling despair. Check your connection. I'm feeling hopeless. Check your connection. I'm feeling down. Check your connection. I declare myself connected. Connected to the Most High. Connected to the greatest. Connected to the highest. The highest level. The most beautiful level. The purest level. I'm connected. Guess what you can't do with someone that's connected? Unplug. You got things on this physical level that are threatening to unplug you and disconnect you. I'm going to unplug you from love. I'm going to unplug you from wealth. I'm going to unplug you from community. I'm going to unplug you from relationship. I'm going to unplug you from your finances. I'm going to unplug you. Well, guess what happens when I take this phone off the charger? The Wi-Fi is picked up. It's not the energy in the wall alone. Guess what happens when I am connected? You can unplug me from the physical. But if I got solar panels on my roof, I'm connected. You haven't done anything. You've unplugged me in the physical realm, but I'm connected in the spiritual realm, and I'm connected in divine relation. You have done nothing. So when I'm starting to feel like, oh, this person walked away, or this person is entertaining, or this job is not accepting me, or this application have denied me, or I didn't pass this class, or I didn't get the pregnancy test results that I wanted, or I didn't get the army results that I wanted, military results, whatever, examples. When I start to feel like I've been unplugged, come on. I got the notice I don't want to get. I got the diagnosis I don't want to get. I got the order that I don't want to get. I got what I didn't want. And so you unplugged me. You took it out the wall. What I was trying to do, my goal, what that was set. But if I am connected, that means you can take me out the outlet, but you have not disconnected me from my source of power. In life, in times of life, you will get disconnected in the physical. It won't always go the way you want it to go. You won't always hear what you want to hear. It won't always be, but you won't worry if you're connected to a power source. You won't worry if you know you're connected to greater and grander. If you know that your highest level of operation is only needing you to connect, only needing you to, affirm with your mouth and your thoughts and your actions. You might have unplugged that, but I'm moving towards my greatness. And watch it work for me in the way that I didn't even know was possible, but I did understand that I was connected. You can't shake me. You can't hurt me. You can't bring me down. I'm too far up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. You know how to unplug the sun? Oh, okay. You know how to take the birds out the sky? Oh, okay. You know how to drain all the oceans and the seas of all the world? Well, guess what? What I'm connected to does that. Keeps the sun, keeps the moon, keeps the stars, is the keeper and the creator of all the oceans, all the seas, of all the world. So you can unplug this little job opportunity, go file for this little divorce. You can go do these earthly things. Again, you can be a reflection of where I am and where I need to be. You can be a reflection of the growth that's required for my next level. You can be a reflection of all the things I do right and all the things I do wrong. You can reflect it. You do not direct it if I'm connected. You can reflect it. You don't direct it if I'm connected. So when we are getting into low vibrational, come on, y'all. I don't want to hear, oh, I'm not saying we can't not do well. We can't be in a human emotion. Human emotion is connecting you to your spiritual motion. Human emotions connect you to spiritual motion. You need them, right? That feeling of betrayal or sadness or anger, it's causing you to go within self. It's a signal, like on your car dashboard, that you're low on something. And it's going to cause you to spiritually enhance yourself if you take heed. Because a lot of us will go and drink or smoke or sex it away or do something low vibrational that really defeats the purpose of us even feeling the emotion. Human emotion is 1000% only necessary. This is spoken as an Aquarius. I know how I am about my emotions. Human emotion is only necessary for spiritual motion. If I feel sad, it is moving me. If I feel, this is a signal. If I feel angry, this is a signal that I need work. If I feel betrayed, if I feel small, if I feel depressed, this is a signal, like on the dashboard of the car. My emotion is a signal for my spiritual motion that needs to take place. These are not bad things, but you have to see them for what they are. I'm feeling away. I have work to do. Good emotions. I feel happy. I feel in love. I feel joy. I feel hopeful. I'm excited. These are good emotions. Still just catapults for spiritual motion. Human emotion only vital for spiritual motion. If you're feeling good and strong and motivated and powerful, it is for you to then do something spiritual with that. It is for you to then effect and connect with those things that are around you in a spiritual and powerful way. It's the connection. It still is only your connection. So when you're getting into places and mindsets where I feel disconnected, you're never disconnected. You're always connected. When you're feeling that we're disconnected, it just means that you've connected to something low. So, like I'm saying, where you actually are, highest possible vibration, lowest possible vibration, physical realm. If I feel disconnected in some way, it means that I've plugged into one of these realms. Check your connection. What are you connecting to? I must be connecting to fear. I must be connecting to discontent. I must be connecting to materialism or ego or frustration or pain, because if I can't connect positively, I'm absolutely plugged in negatively. I declare myself connected. That works both ways. What's going on with you? What is the chaos? What is this back and forth? What is this pattern that's happening? What is the French toast? Have you ever been in a day where so many crazy things are happening that you got to be like, all right, talking to yourself, you reaching out to the crowd. What is happening right now? I am declare myself connected. So if crazy things are happening, there's some crazy connections with me right now. There's something I'm missing. There's a blockage. There's a tainting. There's a spoilage. There's a loose wire. There's a repair that's needed. Something is not right. When great things are going right, how many times you've been like, I don't know what I'm doing right today, but today is popping. This night is perfect. This week has been great. I must have been connected higher. I plugged into the right source, the right way, the right direction. I declare myself connected higher than the physical, higher than the material, higher even at times than even just the mental or emotional. I am spiritually connected. Therefore, nothing that can come my way is negatively impactful to me. That's a whole nother level, y'all. Like I said, grown woman, grown man work. Stuff is going to come. Situations, obstacles, barriers, all that stuff that we hate so much. It's going to happen. But if I'm connected, it's only happening for my good. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know what this is going to look like. I don't even know where I'll be. When I tell y'all this time last year, I would never imagine the year and the life that I've had. I would never believe it. I would have been like, oh, somebody tripping. Who living like that? Who life is that? Who's going through that? I'm not going through that. I'm going through none of that stuff. No. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. What we do know when we're connected is that the connection dictates the direction. Whatever it is that I'm going through or that I have to go through to get where I'm going, it's necessary. That's Fantasia. Y'all know that's the song. I love the Fantasia. It's necessary. Whatever it is that's taking place, it's building and it's making me. When I tell y'all, the person that I prayed to become years ago had to go through exactly what I'm going through this year because a brand new person is coming out of 2023. A brand new person came out of 2022. People still mad about the new person I am. There are people still in their feelings about where I am within myself and my happiness and service and development of my very own self. And the Creator had to put me in a lot of positions by my very own self for me to understand how to love my very own self and how to feed and grow and give my gifts to my very own self. But guess what? It was reflecting to me where I was moving, what I'm going through, where I am, but it wasn't directing me. My connection is still the direction. People will look like, oh my gosh, how do you you got hope, still got hope. I'm still certain. I still see that the world is going to one day open up to the beauty and the brilliance of harmony and a moment of harmony. And the world is going to be embracing and in need because the Creator have declared me a vital component to existence. It's my connection. It have nothing to do with the bricks and the road and the steps and the components to the recipe. What I do know is that I'm connected. So as long as I am connected, the best possible outcome is on its way. So I'm banishing spirits of loneliness, spirits of depression, spirits of sadness, spirits of revenge and criminality and crimes and violence and anger. And we're not doing none of that. We don't need to do any of that. You got to plug low to go low. You have to plug low to go low. In order to go there with somebody, you got to get there with them. I ain't trying to go there. I'm all the way up. I'm too high. My vibrations is too high. My dreams have high stakes. My vision has high stakes. It's too high. It's too bright in here. It's just way too bright to go that dark. So when I'm getting into a mindset that's looking a little dark, a little dim, a little gray, I must not be connecting to my light and my light source and my power source. I must be looking at the physical life. I must be looking at the material life. I must be looking present in the human experience and not tuned into my divinity. Because if I know I'm connected, what you gonna do? What's a goon to a goblin? For real. On my little way. How can, like I said, you can unplug the sun? Oh, okay. You can drain all the oceans and all the world. You can take the birds out the sky. You can take the lion out the jungle. Come on now. What I serve can. Does that. Keeps life going. Creates rainbows. I'm connected. I'm connected. What I serve has created the hummingbird. What I serve can feed a baby that create a baby that didn't exist into a whole human being that can eat out of the body of a woman who didn't have nothing to feed anyone before, but now does. What I serve is great. I'm connected to that. I'm connected to a creator that can make ice and snow come and the same 3 months later create flowers and bushes and grass. Like, can you grow grass? To take this little form, this little paper, this little opinion, take this little rejection, this little, can you grow grass? I'm connected to that which can. I'm connected. You're not alone. You're connected. You have created people around you that look like you, breathe like you, have shared your experience. How can you be alone? You're a woman, there are women. If you are African, there are Africans. If you're a man, there are men. He have connected you. If you're a child, there are children. If you're an elder, there are elders. He have connected you. You're alone? Well, I just don't have, you don't have what? Food, clothes, teeth, ability, mobility? You connected. You're connected to that which is great and grand. Do not be disillusioned by the ways of this world, the way of this life. Do not be disillusioned by the challenging and conditioning of the soul. It's supposed to feel crazy. It's going to hurt. It's going to make you check yourself. Human emotion is only vital or necessary for spiritual motion. I'm going to feel it because I have to create it. I gotta feel it so I can feel it. Right? I gotta do that. But I'm only doing it for one reason. That's to grow for real. I'm only going through this to become better for real. But I'm not going to get disillusioned and think this is my reality and I'm stuck here and this is my life and this is my future and this is my destiny. I have a purpose of power on me. Creator that created the mountains created me. I have a purpose of power on me. I love you all so very much. Declare yourself connected. Don't be sitting up in there watching them TV shows and watching the news and watching things and telling yourself crazy things about your existence and your reality and your divinity. Don't get pulled away from it. Stay connected. Hold on to it. Fight for it with all your might. All your life. Everything you got. All my life I had to fight. Keep fighting for your spirit. Keep fighting for your sanity. Keep connected to your divinity. Declare it. Say it out loud. You know some crazy stuff going on. I am connected. I declare myself connected. Take it, child. Come on. Repossess the car, child. I'm connected. I don't really want that to happen for y'all. We ain't going to speak that out. But the point. It got the point, right? I love you all so very much. Please join me back here next week for another Moment of Harmony. And don't forget to check out the flyers I'm going to be putting all over my Facebook. And my friends are going to be sharing on their Facebooks and their Instagrams and inboxing. We're going to be pushing this Know Thyself Community Workshop, y'all. I'm so excited. We're getting some good work in before the summer gets popping, okay? Know Thyself Community Workshop. Registration is $20. May 21st. It is coming up. The flyer is my photo or my default for today's session. The flyer will be up. Register. Get your seat in the place. Get your space in the place. All filled up for the Community Know Thyself Workshop. Y'all, I love y'all. I'm grateful for you. I'll see you next week. And thank you for having another moment with me.